How to debug asynchronous code in IntelliJ IDEA. Have you ever found yourself tangled in the web of asynchronous code, wondering how to untangle those tricky bugs? If so, you're in for a treat. Today, we will break down how to debug asynchronous code effectively in IntelliJ IDEA, a powerful integrated development environment. To begin, you need to enable the asynchronous debugging features in IntelliJ IDEA. This is crucial because it allows you to trace the execution flow across different threads and asynchronous callbacks. Start by heading to the Settings menu. Navigate to Build, Execution, Deployment, and then Debugger. Here, you will find the option for Async Stack Traces. Enabling this feature is your first step toward mastering asynchronous debugging. Once you have enabled Async Stack Traces, IntelliJ IDEA can capture and display call stacks that span multiple threads. This makes it much easier to see how different asynchronous tasks relate to one another during debugging. If your project uses specific asynchronous frameworks or annotations, such as Codename1's Codename1 annotations, Async, make sure to configure IntelliJ IDEA to recognize these. You can do this by adding the relevant annotations to the Async Schedule and Async Execute lists in the debugger settings. This setup allows IntelliJ IDEA to track asynchronous calls more accurately. It will present combined stack traces that include both the original calling thread and the asynchronous thread. For projects using Maven and Codename1, ensure your CN1 version is 7.0.65 or higher. Also, include the proper configuration files, like debugger.xl, in your project's IDEA directory. During your debugging session, you will notice that IntelliJ IDEA shows asynchronous stack traces that merge the main thread's call stack with the asynchronous thread's stack. This visual separation helps you follow the program's flow across asynchronous boundaries, which is often challenging with traditional synchronous debugging. IntelliJ IDEA also offers additional features that assist with asynchronous code. For example, Smart Step Into allows you to step into Lambda expressions or asynchronous callbacks selectively. Non-suspending breakpoints let your application continue running while logging or evaluating expressions asynchronously. Furthermore, stream chain tracing and Lambda breakpoints are handy for debugging asynchronous streams or functional-style code. If you need to debug asynchronous applications running on different machines, IntelliJ IDEA supports remote debugging. You can attach its debugger to remote Java virtual machine processes configured with debugging options. This means you can debug asynchronous code on remote systems just as if it were local. In practical terms, mastering asynchronous debugging in IntelliJ IDEA involves several steps. First, enable async stack traces in your settings. Next, configure any required async annotations for your framework. Use IntelliJ IDEA's advanced debugger features to step through asynchronous code paths. Observe combined stack traces to understand the full execution context. Lastly, consider attaching to remote processes for distributed asynchronous debugging. By following these guidelines, you will be well equipped to identify and fix bugs in asynchronous code. This approach provides clear visibility into how asynchronous tasks are scheduled, executed, and related to the main program flow. So, get ready to tackle those bugs and make your asynchronous code run smoothly.